All right, good morning, hun buns. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? You have a good night's sleep. You have a nice commute going home. You got home safely yesterday. You got everything accomplished that you needed to. I'm sorry, I'm trying to back up so we can head on to this job. Y'all know the rules. Even though it may be Friday, we still got to make it into this camp. Turn our lights on. All right, we're set. Let's go. So hopefully you guys got home, got everything accomplished. No hassle, fuss, trouble, problems, or misunderstanding at all. I know yesterday I left off was like, I'll tell you guys about, club incidents and stuff like that, like when I used to go out in California with my friends. One incident was we used to go to this reggae club that Jamaican reggae club that was in Gardena, and me and my homegirl would go because what started out as 3 of us going out, like 3 to 5 of us going out, end up dwindling down to like just me and my homegirl end up going out most of the time. Because, everybody did have, children, and not all the time you have a babysitter and you can get away and things like that. So it ended up dwindling down on some occasions. So it was just me and my homegirl who would go out. So we went out to this Jamaican club that was in Gardena. And it wasn't like it's a big Jamaican club, but it was, majority of the time it would be packed. And you'll have a hard place of parking if you didn't find it around the club. You had to park like several blocks down and walk back, right? And, not all the time was it several blocks down for us. But sometimes we'll look up and we can find us a good spot, ways down from the club, but not that far. But either way, we get over to this Jamaican club. We were looking around for parking and stuff around the club itself first before we try to go venture down the street. And while we're looking for a parking spot and stuff, trying to see, how the club is coming, people will walk around or in the parking lot. You kind of ask them, is it packed tonight? How's it look? Or whatever, right? So there's one dude that my homegirl asked, and he super was like, yeah, it's a nice crowd in there, or, it's all right. And he was like, y'all going in? And she was like, yeah. But she super, like, oh boy, was like, oh, so you and your homegirl going? And she was like, yeah, she's from Belize. Just so happened, this dude seemed to be from Belize. And so he was like, oh, okay. So he was like, oh, so what part? And I was like, I'm going to kill this bitch. Because I'm looking like, why would you tell this man that? And we sit there cracking up laughing. And I was like, I'm good. And it's just the fact of the matter that she threw me in the mix like that. I'm like, look, I don't really do accents that well and stuff, so I can't really like be lying like that. And so she was like, yeah, but we don't see y'all inside if you're going inside. And I looked at her, I was like, why would you tell that man that? And just so happened that the man happened to be from the, the country in which you sit for saying that I'm from. And she was, I don't know, that just came to my head. And we're just cracking up laughing. I said, girl, these, you're going to have us sit up there getting in a fight, get killed. Because most of the time when we would go in the club, I'm not going to lie, when we go to the Jamaican club, I have no idea. Like, for me and my homegirl, we went in there, we didn't really have to worry about drinks once we got to the door. Guys would buy us drinks. So we didn't have to worry about drinks. And I know there was one guy, that want to call himself trying to talk to me. And I really, didn't want to drink that particular night that we went. And this is a different night, not the same night that she told old boy I was from Belize, right? This is a different night. And we're in there with our homegirls and stuff. And he's trying to talk to me, and he was like, let me buy you a drink. I was like, well, okay, well, if you're trying to buy me a drink, you gotta buy my homegirls a drink. He was like, okay. So I was like, what you guys want to drink? They told the bartender what they wanted to drink because we were at the bar. And from there, the bartender gave him the drinks or whatever it is, told him how much it was, not unless he wanted to open the tab. And he went ahead and paid for our drinks. So I'm standing there, I'm talking to him, and I'm thinking he's all cool. And while I'm standing there talking to him, you know how, like, if you're standing at the bar and somebody might come up and try to place their order or something, they're not necessarily trying to be rude, and they might, be trying to, talk to the bartender in between you and whoever you're talking to. And that's what I thought this one particular dude was doing. But no, he comes up and he's trying to talk to me while the other guy is trying to talk to me. And he was like, hold up, man. He was like, we're having a conversation. And I fell out laughing. My homegirls are looking at me, and I'm like, I don't even know. Because in a way that was rude. Because it was like, dude, I know you have to see us sitting here talking. And oh boy, just didn't get too full about, the talking aspect of what was going on. I guess he said, I don't think she's going to talk to him. So, after that, I think we were walking outside this particular night that old boy separate bought the drinks for me and my homeboy. And we walk outside, and my same homegirl who separate told old boy I was Belize happened to be there when we came out that night after we finished clubbing. But he was with his friend. And so she was talking to his friend. And I thought it so, I was like, okay. I was like, oh, this about to be some shit. And it didn't turn out to be any mess. Everybody seemed to be cool. But like I said, when we go to the Jamaican clubs, we didn't really have no problems. Once we got in, we didn't have to pay for drinks. Not at all. Because somebody was always trying to buy us a drink, offer us a drink, or whatever. And we would always stay close to the bar, or we would stay somewhere, if we wasn't dancing on the dance floor, we were always close by the bar, or close by the door, just in case something jump off. We can get the hell on. So, some of I'm not gonna lie, sometimes we would get dirty looks from the women that would be there, and we'd be like, damn. So, that was just a few instances at the Jamaican spot. Now, the club we used to go to that was in Carson was I think it was a 30 and up club. But we were in our 20s, but we were still able to get in. And we would go there, and on this one particular night that we would go there, this one dude who had his hair in locks, I think it was locks, or, okay, you guys remember at the time when it could have been braided, but I'm going to reference back to how his hair was. For me, is like almost close to how Lorenz Tate had his hair in Don't Be a Menace to Society, right? But his braids were not that thick, so that's why I'm thinking about it, it could have been locks. Okay, I'm not too sure, but between those stages, okay, of hair, styles or textures, right? So old boy is sitting there talking to me. We're dancing on the dance floor, and he was like, oh, okay, well, they have a buffet here. You want to, go to the buffet? And I was like, well, okay. We're dancing, we're talking. So we go to the buffet, and he's basically, like, I look at the buffet, and I was like, I'm cool. Because I'm kind of cool when it comes to buffets. Like, I look at stuff, and if it it don't look right to me, I'm not touching it. And so if it means for me going out, even for my family, I'm really not trying to do buffets. I'm not. I'm good. I'm good on. So he gets himself something from the buffet, and we're sitting up there. He's eating while we're talking. And then afterwards, we go back on the dance floor, and, you know, most of the buffets usually have wings on there and meatballs and whatever. You know, stuff that you can put on a little plate and, you know, go sit down. Something that it's not no full course meal, right? So, he's eating on wings and the meatballs and something else. And then after that, we go back and on the dance floor and we're dancing. And we go over there to the bar, and he buys me a drink. So at this time, when I'm first going out to the bars, because like I said, I didn't really have my first drink or really venture out to the clubs until I was 23. So that's when I consider myself having an adult beverage drink of making a conscious decision. When I'm telling you the stories when I was little, about, you know, 4 or 5 years old, 6, you know, sneaking off during like one of your grandmother, like at my grandmother's house when she used to have parties and gathering, and you go try to sneak and sip her beer. That's not what I'm talking about. You know, so my first alcoholic beverage drink of my was my homegirl introduced it to me, was Midori Sour. And I started off with, I would always have one, because most of the time I couldn't do like half of it. I would drink until I could build up to drinking just one full one, because I didn't really drink alcohol, so I was lightweight. I had to build up my tolerance for alcohol. And so I get my little Midori Sour, and I'm sitting there and I'm drinking it, and we're still sitting there talking, and he goes off to the restroom or something, and I'm standing there and I'm drinking my drink. Another dude comes up trying to talk to me, but I didn't know he was talking to me. You know, you're in the club and people are always yelling loud, talking loud. You have no idea until he was like, he tapped me and he was like, you don't hear me, you know, talking to you, or, you know, saying. I was like, no, because it's loud in here. You don't know if somebody is directly speaking to you, or someone across the club, someone next to you, and you don't have a clue. And so he's trying to talk to me, and he was asking how the night was going. And I think after I finished my drink, I put my drink down, so I'm looking around the club for my homegirl. And looking around, I'm looking around, and I don't see her. But there's two parts of the club. So I said, okay, I'll venture further into the back part of the club. And she just happens to be in the back part of the club, sitting talking to some dude. And I said, okay. I go back there and I'm talking with her. And when I'm talking to her, she, you know, she takes a break from talking to her boy. And I'm telling her how the night is going, and this, that, and the third. And I said, yeah, I had to get away from this dude. I said, you know, when he came back, he was just like aggressive, like, so what's going on? I bought you a drink, and, you know, he was asking if he could have my number, or if I was leaving with him for the night or something. And I was like, okay. And so I separated from him. And that's when I went to go look for my homegirl, and I'm looking for her. So I'm sitting up there, I'm talking to her, I'm telling her about old boy and the night that I'm having, right? And next thing I know, who comes through the back of the club, like, and the only thing you see is his hair. You know, he's looking like this, looking around. And I said, oh girl, there he is. So I ducked down, and she's sitting there cracking up laughing. And the guy that she with is laughing too. And I was like, girl, I just don't know. I was like, you know, we were dancing on the floor. He went, you know, got himself something at the buffet. I said, I guess he figured because he bought me a drink, I was supposed to be going out with him or going home with him or whatever it is. I was like, not for no drink. And So we're just cracking up laughing when he leaves out the back of the club and goes back to the front. So after we finish laughing and everything, club winds down and we're leaving out the club. Guess who's outside waiting by the door? I guess watching people as they're coming out. The guy I end up naming as Predator. And I only named him Predator because of his, his hairstyle. And I said, girl, there's Predator. There's Predator. So we trying to move past and go the other way to where he can't really see us. And so we can make it onto the car. And the guy that she met that night, one of her friends that she's known since high school was having, her mother was having a, birthday party in LA at this club, or I should say a lounge, right? So we get dressed to go there, and the guy, like I said, she met that night at the club. A few weeks later, we're going to the club, and he's coming, and he's bringing his homeboy, because they're in their 30s. We're in our 20s, right? Well, I think this particular dude was in his 30s. I think his homeboy had to be, I think his homeboy was in his 30s too. I'm not too sure the particular age though. But he was in his 30s, right? And we get there and everybody's speaking. We're having a good time at the lounge. I talked to his homeboy and we're having a good time. We dance on the dance floor and whatnot. And leave from there. And I end up going, was it that night? Yeah, it was that night. That night I left with his homeboy and I went back to his, we all went to go have breakfast. And then after that, breakfast, I went home with his homeboy. Nothing happened because my homegirl ended up taking my car and taking it home because she wasn't going back to his homeboy's place. And so I get over there to his homeboy house and we're still talking. And I ended up going to sleep. And I slept in my clothes because I had on a gown that night, like a long dress. It wasn't so much of a gown. I had on a long dress that night. I just ended up going to sleep in my clothes because I told him, I said, we're not doing anything, so you might as well just go on and lay down and go to sleep because there ain't nothing happening. It's not jumping off. And so I go to sleep and I wake up the next morning and, well, I shouldn't say the next morning. I wake up that morning because it's like Saturday morning, but it's later on Saturday morning. And his homeboy is still trying to figure out where my homegirl live at. He was like, where your homegirl live at? I was like, man. I said, if she can tell you where she live at, I'm not about to tell you. He was like, well, she got your car, don't she? I was like, yeah, she got my car. He was like, well, my homeboy gonna drop you off. We just gonna drop you off. I was like, well, y'all gonna have to take me by my mother's shop first because I gotta get my keys. Because my mom had a, extra set of my keys for my vehicle. And, he was like, oh, okay, that's right. But I know my homegirl well enough to where either she parked my car somewhere around where she lived at. It might not be directly where she lived at, but it's always somewhere around there because it's kind of hard to find parking on the streets in Long Beach. Because I used to live in Long Beach, downtown Long Beach. And I get the keys from, before we leave, I hear him, sorry, excuse me, y'all. I hear him in the, they were out in the backyard, but the back door was open. So I hear him talking. This is the dude that was talking to the guy I left with. Talking to his homeboy was like, how'd it go last night? Y'all do? He's like, man, we didn't do nothing. He's like, she went to sleep, I went to sleep. He was like, you wasn't trying to hit? You wasn't trying to... He just kept saying, you wasn't trying to hit? You wasn't trying to do nothing? He's like, nah, man. She said, we wasn't doing nothing, so that was it. And he was like, all that in your bed? And you didn't nothing? He said, no. And old boy was respectful and cool. And I appreciated that, right? So, after that, and I'm standing there hearing that conversation, and I'm looking like, that's some bullshit. And so, once they take me by my mom's shop, and I walk in my mom's shop, and she was doing a customer's hair. And I remember it was a guy that she was doing, I think his curl or something like that. And the dress that I had on was a low V cut in the front, right? But it had spaghetti straps, you know, to it. And my mom was like, "Oh, child, what do you have on?" I was like, "Clothes." And she was like, "Oh, no, baby." She said, "You went out like that?" I was like, "Yeah, my mom went out to the club." And she was like, "Oh, no." She told me, that's just showing too much. You exposing too much. Because like I said, it's a low V cut. And so my mom she didn't like what I had on. She didn't care for the particular dress that I had on. So from there, I get my keys from her, and I tell her why I need my keys, because, you know, my homegirl took my car home with her last night, and I need my spare set of keys so I can get my car. And I'll just get my keys from her later. You know, at this time, we're working at the phone company. You know, we worked at GTE, which GTE doesn't exist anymore because they were bought out by Verizon. So, I sit up there, and, oh, I went too far out to park. I get over there, and I get my car. I see where she has it parked at, and I go get in my car, and I tell old boys, you know, hey, thank you for last night. I had a nice time. It was nice meeting you and everything. And we went out, I want to say, a few more times after that. But I told my homegirl what happened and what the dude she was talking to was saying, was hollering, you know, about the situation. And she was like, he was trying to find out where I stayed, right? I was like, yeah, he was. He was trying to press hard on that. And I said, but no, he don't know where you stay. I said, he know you stay in the vicinity of where my car was, but he ain't know where you stay at. She said, okay. So she bought my keys to work, you know, the next following time we were at work. Y'all hold on for me real quick. Hold on. Okay, y'all. So, after that incident, right? Well, I can't even call it an incident. After that, you know, club hour, I went home. Saturday, I didn't have to go to work. So, I went home, took my shower, got in my own bed, and continued to sleep until we went back out later on that night. And anybody who goes out to the club these days, back then, whenever, you know, you went to the club. That's what you did. I'm trying to think if I want to go to Papa's and get something to eat for breakfast. But, oh, you know what? Maybe I will. Because they have a cantaloupe juice. So good. That would be right, nice and refreshing this morning, right? So, we meet up later on. So that's like, you know, 3 different things when you go out to the club that may or may not happen. You're going to have somebody buy you a drink, and you talk to them for a little while, and you might figure out, okay, yeah, I don't think I want to give you my number. Or maybe you will give them your number, depending on how they are. That's your 2 scenarios. The other is, you might go out to the club, meet somebody real cool, you know, and that you cool with, and you might still be cool with, that you met at the club. So it really just depends, you know, how your interactions go. And what can I say? You just, club is a club. A place for me and my homegirls was basically to go out and just have fun and enjoy ourselves, right? It really wasn't for the, you know, going out trying to look for anybody or meet anyone. Or we just really want to go out and enjoy ourselves, go to the club, dance and have fun. That's what we went to the club for. And everybody else, what they're going to the club for is their business. They ain't mine. But I'm telling you what we went to the club for. And we enjoyed ourselves. We had fun. So, okay, their drive-thru is open. That's good. And Papa's is not that far from the job. You know, I do wish that they... Where's their drive-thru at? I've never been to their drive-thru over here, so... Oh, it's on the other side. What am I saying? Because I drove past it before. I'm all on the wrong side, y'all. It's Friday morning, y'all. So everybody try to get in, enjoy yourselves. I wish they had fries early in the morning, but they don't. The breakfast menu. I don't know. Should I get an egg and cheese taco or egg and cheese sandwich? And lately I've been trying to stay away from cheese. They have like an egg, potato, and cheese taco. Of course, y'all know I don't eat meat, so that's I'm really not trying to have any beans in the morning. I know I do definitely want that cantaloupe juice. So maybe an egg and cheese taco. Let's do that this morning with a cantaloupe juice. Yes, ma'am. Can I get one egg and cheese taco, please?
One egg and cheese?
I'm sorry?
You said one egg and cheese?
Yes, one egg and cheese taco. And if I can get a large cantaloupe juice, no ice.
Okay.
That's it.
So it would be $5.35.
Thank you.
Thank you.
$5.35, y'all. It is what it is. You want breakfast? To me, that's pretty good. Pretty good price. Taco and a large cantaloupe juice. So, you guys get to get breakfast with me. Unfortunately, I will not be doing a mukbang in the car because I got to get my happy tail in that building. So, that's what Kim will be doing this morning. And like I said, they don't do fries this morning. Like in the morning, that'd be good with the breakfast taco and have some fries, but they don't do that. So, I think I've asked before, and they was like, no, we just have the breakfast potatoes. And I didn't want breakfast potatoes. I mean, we still, you know, chopped up fries, it's chopped up potatoes. I guess I say potatoes are potatoes, you want it or not. Kim prefers not to have that potato. So, you know, it is what it is. Just one egg and cheese taco. Maybe because I'm like feeling in a rush because I know I got to be in this building. Okay. Thank you. Get that together. Thank you so much. My cantaloupe juice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to put this up for me. Thank you. All right, y'all. Gotta put the seatbelt on. Go park this car in the garage. And head on. Got my egg and cheese taco. And you guys want to across the street. What I understand, wasn't no cars coming at the time, so I can't really say anything. There was 2 construction guys that were crossing the street. My light was green, but you know, I understand. Hell, I've done it. Ain't nobody coming? Hey man, get across the street. Get across the street, get across the street, get across the street. There's no one coming. And I think a lot of people do this or have done this. You know, sorry y'all, I'm still a wild child this morning. I did put a little pink oil on my hair. Just, you know, to soften my hair up some. But not too much, not a lot. Just to soften it up. And I guess now since I got the egg and cheese taco, I'm starting to feel hungry. Maybe I really did want that taco then. So, what are you guys having for breakfast this morning? Like, you picking up breakfast going into the job, or do you do like how I particularly did this morning? I just went in, had my stuff together, and decided to, was I supposed to turn? I think I was supposed to turn that way. My mind is everywhere else except for where it needs to be. But, you know, you decide to say, okay, I am hungry. Let me go and go get me something to eat. You know, do you guys do that? 1 minute you're not hungry, and the next minute you are. Oh, excuse me, sorry y'all. Trying to get on over to this garage and going up in this, you know, this building. It's Friday, like I said, so hopefully we all having an enjoyable day, and take it from there. My commute this morning was pretty good. Not too bad, not too shabby. We did pretty good on the timing now. We did pretty good. Nothing wrong with that. And we're going, did y'all make it in safely, make it home? You know, this hour, this morning, you know, everybody, some people could be getting off work. Some people going in like myself. You know, somebody could be going to drop the kids off for, you know, just trying to have a me day or me time and moment and enjoy them, you know, enjoy themselves. I understand a lot of people are at home with their children because, you know, the situation is going on, and they're still at home and you're still doing the homeschooling thing. I heard some of the ladies talk about yesterday that they had to, I guess, reach out to their, we're getting emails from the teachers. I guess the students have to turn in certain things at a certain time, even with being at home. And one of the ladies was saying that, oh, I'm sorry, this is at the end of the thing. I was leaving, going home. I checked about getting emails from the teachers. But it was one lady that was on the elevator that was talking to someone else. She was telling them that they were postponing the, I guess, soccer at this time. And she was saying hopefully they'll just let the payment roll over to maybe summer camp or something like that for what she had already paid for her child being doing soccer. And then she was also saying that this is all the conversation in the elevator. You'll hear a lot when you're in the elevator coming down. She was also saying that her daughter's teacher told them that they might not come back for the school year and they may see them in the fall. And so she was like, okay. She said that's a very long time because we're in April. And most of these children won't go back until the end of August. The middle of August, or when most of these kids are going back to school, either the middle of August or the end of August. And, well, I put it like this. Some of these kids ain't going back to August. So that's what it's coming down to. And I guess that's a concern for a lot of the parents, because they're looking like, dang, that's a long time. And which it is. And if you're at home with your children, and some of the parents who have to be at home with their children, that is a long time, especially if they're not at work. And no telling how this situation is going to play out. in particular. So I can understand the concern on that. So, all right, y'all. I made it to the garage. I done parked. Time for me to go on in the building. All right. I'll talk to you guys this afternoon.